Hello there, my name is Logan, but you can call me Copycat99, and today I've got my tournament report for the Galactic Championship that I was at a couple weeks ago when this airs. I played in the main event. I had a day one bye, so I ended up skipping day one, which I'll go over in a second. And my testing partner Anthony I've got here with me, and he didn't play in the main, but he did some side events, and he hung out with our team while we were grinding through the main event. So he'll share his perspective from more of a casual player, and I've got more of a competitive outlook on the tournament as a whole. With that out of the way, let's get into it. So the expected meta. I expected Hantu Blue and Mother Talzin Red to be the most widely played decks. Like Red Blue Force midrange is just really, really good right now, and that is what it ended up being. I assumed a very mid-range centric meta, which Legends of the Force, all these Force cards are just really good in a mid-range lens, so that ended up being what the set pushed, so that's what the meta ended up looking like. And Hantu was still cracked, so he was the leader I ended up picking to bring to the event. I obviously won the Edmund PQ on the leader, so I felt a little bit more inclined to actually bring the leader still, even though there were some other choices that I waffled on, but I ended up settling on Hantu. So here's the list. I played Hantu Green. Hantu Blue is obviously very widely played, and it's very powerful, but I wanted to be a little bit different. I won the PQ on Data Vault, so I wanted to stay as close to green as possible, so I stuck with the Green Force. And some of the payoffs are things that Hantu Blue doesn't get access to. You know, Yoda, General's Blade, Gunji. These are all really powerful pieces that make the deck play a little bit different compared to Blue. And I felt it gave it a lot more game into control. I expected a lot more blue-green than I ended up actually playing. There was a decent amount at the top tables, but I expected it to be a lot more played than it actually was. And green obviously has the edge in the matchup, getting those home ones, and Keller and Bex presenting two bodies that the control decks have to answer, which is nice. And another large draw of the deck is the General's Blade Cheese. Turn 1 Gunji, turn 2 General's Blade. Answer, or you lose the game on turn 2. So fun. I didn't end up actually doing that to anybody over the course of the tournament, I don't think, but I was doing it a ton in testing. So yeah, sideboard-wise, Bombing Run, because I hate Vader 4 with a passion. I beat the only Vader 4 I played, which was awesome. Befell the Dragon, because I felt a little worried about losing to crates in the Hantu Mirror, and I ended up losing to crates in the Hantu Mirror anyway. And then 3 Confiscate, because Upgrade Hate's never a bad idea. Sometimes you play Pilot Leaders, that also comes in against Vader 4. So that's just kind of a catch-all. And obviously I brought my signature Moisture Farmer, because I had an extra sideboard slot because I was playing all 3Fs. So that's what I had for the deck. It still felt like it had good matchups into most meta decks. Like in testing, I felt fine. I felt like 50-50 or better into most decks I played in testing with the team. So I felt like it was still a strong deck going into this Legend of Force meta. Green didn't feel like it lost too many points into the mirror. When I say mirror, I mostly mean Hantu Blue. It still felt like it could compete in that matchup, which I expected to be the most played. So I wanted to make sure that was a big goal of my deck choice, was being able to beat that deck. Unfortunately, it did not work out that way, which you'll see in a second. This deck, it plays even faster than Data Vault. I was killing people sometimes, like, basically on my flip turn. It is crazy what General's Blade or haunting in 3 dudes on your flip turn can do when you've drawn 2 cards off of Ki-Adi-Mundi. But so time was, like, not an issue at all. I did not go to time once, which was awesome. The Force base offered enough. Force Throw, General's Blade, Ki-Adi-Mundi, those are just the 3 most broken. Like, I call the deck Oops All Design Mistakes, because I feel like a lot of these Force cards are really, really pushed to, like, kind of an extreme level, and I tried to include as many of them as I could in the Hantu Green deck list. Like, Ki-Adi-Mundi, I don't think should exist. General's Blade, when you can play Sticky 2-drop Jedi, I don't think should exist. Force Throw is just, it's crazy powerful right now. It feels like a design mistake. Hantu, the leader itself, feels like a design mistake. It feels so much better than the other mid-range options currently. So he's kind of dwarfing those out of the meta. He's a design mistake. So like all these very, very powerful cards, I tried to include them all in one deck, and it was, unfortunately I had to cut Data Vault for it. I still really like Data Vault. I don't think it's very good in this meta right now, but we'll see. I might still play it casually, but that was the rationale behind the deck. Swiss day one, I had to buy. So I was on cheerleader duty. I was cheering on the team while they made their runs through day one. I think, didn't all of our teammates make day two? That was there?
The official teammates, yes. All of us went through to day two that were actually playing or had to buy, yeah.
And then
9 out of 12 of, local area people that we knew that we play with a lot got through to day two. So for representation for our area, we were very well represented going into day two.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was awesome seeing people tear through Swiss and get into day two. So then day two, I had to play, and round one, I lost 1-2 to Kylo for ECL. I tested this matchup a lot. I played this matchup a ton. We must have played like 50 games or something close to it, because he was kind of interested in it briefly, and I felt like it would see play a lot, and unfortunately I couldn't get the win. I felt kind of scammed after the set, honestly. Game one, I just trounced him. I was like, I did exactly what was working in our testing, and I ran him over. And game two, I don't have a turn one play. In Han 2, set one of the Swiss, and I don't hit a turn one play in my Han 2 deck, which has like 21 cards I can play on turn one, I think, last time I checked. Like, it was just really unfortunate. And I still end up getting him to like 21, 22. So like, if I just would have had a turn one play, I would have won the first game 2-0, and it would have been a very different day. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. And then game three, he draws his answers. I can't quite get there. That happens sometimes in this matchup, especially if they get their Kylo out of dying to self-throw crate range. That's really annoying. You have to put a lot of effort into killing him. So it didn't end up going my way, and I lost the first round. Second round, I lose 1-2 to a Yoda red 4-space. Again, game one. So, it wasn't. It was a little bit different. Game one, so the event was open list, because they made a deck list error, which day one, so like for a brief period of time you could see people's day one list. So I look at his list and I see he has one main deck Fang Fighter, only one. I see the rest are in the sideboard. So I draw my opener for game one, and I have Gunji into General's Blade, and I'm like, yes, keep. I play Gunji, and then turn two I play General's Blade, and he has the one of Fang Fighter. So and it went downhill from there. I lost that game. And then game two, I just thrashed him. Like, again, it was very similar to the Kylo, where it's like, a member of our team was testing this deck a lot. They were playing this deck a lot. They kind of switched off of it last second. So I had a ton of reps in this deck. I knew how to beat it. And then game three, I draw like 3 force throws. I get him down to top decking. And then I slay him a Crate Dragon. And then I'm like, okay, this is the best possible scenario my deck can produce. You have literally no cards in hand, and I have the best finisher in the game. He draws 2 cards per turn, and he fells it. And then I play Mace, and he plays some small dude. And then next turn, I attack with the Mace, he suicides in the Mace, and plays Luke. And I'm like, seriously? I get him to 0 cards in hand, and he draws the 2 best cards he can draw. So yeah, like, I got scammed. Like, the card gods were not on my side this day. It's disappointing, but it's whatever. It happened. Round 3, I 2-1 a Vader for blue. Really weird that they're playing blue over yellow. I think yellow is so much better. But blue has the weird entrench tech where you get to entrench their ground units, which was annoying. I won this pretty handedly. Game 2, I think it was either multiple entrenched or they just stuck Onyx Squadron Brute into item pilot, and I didn't draw Confiscate.
Yeah,
so
I was able to watch a lot of that game, and yeah, it was a double entrenched. They just had the perfect answer to what he had on the board. It was a very interesting list.
So yeah, I mean, and then Vader 4 did Vader 4 things and ran me over. I obviously did not see enough cyber tech to beat it because both Confiscate and Bombing Run are really, really good against it. I think I drew two of both game 3, and it was just like laughably easy. But yeah, we get that one 2-0 or 2-1. In round 4, I play an Emperor Palp with the blue force base, and I wonder why people play Palp at all, because I ran him over both games. Like, I think game 2, I had so much pressure on his base, he had to flip and steal a Grogu because I just had so much damage pressure that he just needed something to deploy to attack into my dudes. The funny thing is that Grogu killed like 3 units over the next couple turns, so it maybe wasn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, this match was really easy. You just kind of punch him in the face. The Maz Kanata in the list especially, having a Fleet Lieutenant effect to just get a ton of damage piled on early. I think I put General's Blade on my leader either one or both games, and that applies so much pressure, and it's really difficult to answer. I don't think they were an upgrade hate. So I got that one pretty resoundingly. Round 5, O2, Huntu Blue Force. I tested this matchup a ton. I was like, this is going to be the most represented deck. I need to be prepared for it. I tested it. It felt like 50-50 in my testing, but today, like I said, the card gods were just not on my side. I could not. They just drew better than I did, and they won the mirror. It's a Hantu mirror, so it's very draw dependent. So I got smashed that one. Round 6, I 2-0 Anakin 3 Blue Force. For some reason, there's a space there, but like this one, like I just won really resoundingly. Game 1, I think I had Gunji into Maz kill the Ratty Gallia, and it's like I'm up 2 dudes, and I have the Force and you don't, and it just snowballed from there. And then game 2, I just got there. I don't remember anything too particular, but like this is a prime example of like I felt really good into the lines of the red-blue Force hero mid-range archetype, but Hantu just brings it to another level, man. He is a ridiculous leader. And then round 7, I O2 against a Kylo 5 Tarkin Town. Shout out to the Bothan Network for coming up with this spike deck because it crushes Hantu, man. I sat down and I looked over the list and I'm like, this is trying to OTK me with Mahdi. And I got OTK'd with Mahdi. Because like it's so difficult to navigate the early game when they have MiGs putting 2 damage on our guys. Like I'm Hantu, so I'm super weak to their Tarkin Town. Like it's a really well designed deck to hard target Hantu and make him feel miserable, and it made me feel miserable.
I mean, Logan plays fast, and he sat down across from this guy, and they were done in 14 minutes.
Yep, it took 7 minutes a game, because it's just, the Hantu players can't do anything.
But both of the guys knew what they were doing, and it's going to play out, boom, 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 and they were done. And it really, that deck really performs well against Han. It was chef's kiss to those guys coming up with it.
Like, maybe you could sideboard a Great Parliamentarian and make it at least a fighting chance, but I did not have that because I even pondered it because I was like, maybe Kylo... I knew Kylo was going to be pretty represented, but I felt like the ECL and the Data Vault builds were good enough in testing that I didn't actually dedicate sideboard space to it. So yeah, maybe, like, if I were to still force playing this Hantu Force deck, I definitely have to test Parliamentarian or restock or some other specific card choices to try and make that matchup better if I think it's going to continue to see success, which is might. But currently, I'm off the deck. Going 3-5 at Galactics really sours you on wanting to continue playing the deck. So I've been trying other things. And then round 8, I lose 0-2 to Hantu Blue Force, and it's like, I'm like, whatever. I'm not in a competitive state of mind at this point. I'm already out of the running for a while. Like, it's like if I win, I get more slightly better pricing or whatever. It was just whatever. This was actually against Travi CCG, which you'll see that I got a photo against, and yeah, you knew the deck. You beat me in a mirror again. I could not win a Hantu mirror to save my life this day, but yeah, that happened, and obviously that ends our tournament run. We don't get into day 3 at 3-5. You got to do much better than that. So I finished 3-5 overall. Just had a bad run of luck. Like, it just wasn't my day.
I mean, there were a lot of really good players there, and there were a lot of really good players out fast Like,
Yeah.
a lot of top-notch players that just went out fast, and Logan finishes 3-5, but it could have very well been 5-3 very easily. Like, it's just one of those things with the TCGs that like it only takes one bad run of cards and boom, you're out of it. But I mean, he did what he can do with what he was handed.
Yep. The deck still felt very strong, but I'm not playing Hantu anymore. Everybody and their mother is teching for Hantu right now. There's a ton of Tarkin Town in the meta, which is not fun to play against this Hantu. It's not unbeatable. I beat Tarkin Town all the time, but it's really annoying. It's not fun. Data Vault was just gone. Like, compared to last set where it was like Data Vault was nearing like crazy numbers, it was all 4 spaces or Tarkin Town. So that was interesting to see. The meta felt much faster compared to the Data Vault mid-range slogfests that we were doing last set. The meta feels pretty unhealthy to me, to be honest. I think it's like you either play blue-green villain with New Vader or you play red-blue Force. Your pick of Hantu blue or Talzin red. Like, if you're not playing one of those 2 decks, I don't feel like you're really trying. Compared to the diversity that you could pick up in set 4 and perform well with, which is unfortunate. The top 8 was varied. I think the only repeat deck was Kyle Effect Tarkin Town, if I remember correctly. But, like, I really dislike this meta compared to last set's meta. All right, and then I'm gonna head the hat off to my playtesting partner here to do some talk about the event itself more from a casual lens, because he was mostly doing side events compared to playing in the main.
So yeah, I'm one of the less sweaty members of the Sabacc Scoundrels. I'm more geared towards the casual aspect of it. I'm a Twin Suns enjoyer. I mean, I will play in the occasional showdown. I've got PQ experience. I've played in a PQ, but I just don't. I'm not as competitive as some of our team is. So, but I was really looking forward to going to this event and getting into some of the side events. Having never been to anything like this when it comes to card games or conventions, or I've never been to a Comic-Con or anything like that. So I was really excited to see what the event would have for us, and probably wanted to go over some pros and cons, and to encompass the experience and give a little bit of some insight of that. Going over some of the pros first. The location for the event was very well selected.
Yep.
The amount of people that was at this event was very impressive. I would say at its peak in day 1 there, when there was everybody there, I would say there was at least 5,000 people in this hall that they had at the Venetian, and it was very spacious. You did not feel crowded at all. All of the space there was to do things was very well thought out, and they were not, unprepared for the amount of people that were going to be there. You did not feel like sardines packed in and you could have some space, and that was very well appreciated, from a casual player aspect. Some of the, as you can see in the picture, this nice full-scale TIE fighter that they've got here. A lot of the ambiance was really, really cool and really well thought out, and they had so many things, so many photo opportunities. The stage itself for the main event was very well set up, very professionally done. Like the play areas for the side events and main event all felt super comfortable. The chairs were, when you were sitting in them for doing the events, were super comfortable. All of the aspects of that were very well done. They had a decent amount of vendors there. So if people were looking for certain things, coming to, trade, buy, sell, I think there were 4 main card vendors there that were buying and selling product from people, trading. That was cool. There was some toy merchants there. There was like a Lego build along. There was a learn to play where they were handing out decks to new players or people that came with other people so they could learn to play while the other people were doing their thing. Was really cool. Just all in all, the ambience of the whole thing was very well done. Tournament wise, it went off without a hitch. I thought it was ran very well. Saw very few problems with anything going off too late or things not getting done the way they should. Other than that, there was minor snafu that he mentioned on day 2 where somebody made a mistake and published deck lists. So for all fairness, they had to publish it for everybody. So that was a little strange. But other than that, I thought the main event ran very well. Now, here's where we go to some of the cons. One major con was just the way the logistics for the side events went down. They were not ready logistically for what was to come for these side events. I know this is the first big event like this FFG has put on, but I know this is not their first rodeo, so I don't understand how they were not ready for the logistics of this. The side events, first of all, when you first got there, you could the VIPs and all the rest of the people could get early badges on Thursday. And a lot of the VIPs already had tickets, side event tickets that were included in their packages, and this was something that they were able to pick up. Well, apparently, some pallet somewhere got lost, and even in the pre-registration, they ran out of physical side tickets, which were for some reason actually physical tickets, like that you had to hand to the people. I don't know why this was this way. I think this was always doomed to fail with the way that they did it physically, but apparently a pallet or something got lost, and they couldn't fulfill even the pre-registration amount of event tickets. So when the hall opened up on Friday, a lot of these people were supposed to have tickets and they didn't have them. So you had everybody was that wasn't playing in the main was basically lining up to get event tickets to get into these side events, and this line was ginormous. Like this hall was pretty much filled with 3,500 to 5,000 people, and I would say at least 1,000 of them were trying to queue in this line to get these side event tickets. And not only were there none, but so then they had to figure out a way to do it digitally, which they should have done it to begin with. But so they had to switch over, and again, the people that were here were not ready for this avalanche of of bad things, of cascading failures that are about to come. And so on the positive note, the people who were employed here did the best they could. I'm not no putting down of the people that actually were going over and doing these things. They were doing the best they could with what they were given, but they were really set up to fail in this. So so I had to jump in this massive line at first, or wait till it dies down. So I was of the opinion I could wait till it dies down, like, so I went over and hung out with some of the teammates and helped them get in the good mindset for the main, which Logan had a bye, but a lot of our team did play in day one.
Yep.
And so we're like, all right, well, we'll just wait until that line settles down a little bit, and we'll go up and help the team a little bit, get ready, and then when the main starts, we'll go and try to get into the side events. Well, the main started a tad late, but I mean, with that big of an event, that's to be expected, and it was scheduled to start at 10 o'clock. I think the first round finally got going at like 10:20 a.m. So that's not bad. And so as soon as everybody sits down to play, me and Logan go. At this point, they had announced that the side event tickets were out, and that instead of waiting in that line to buy them, they were just going to charge you as you went into the event. So that line shifted over to the side event line. And so this side event line, not only were they not ready for the amount of people that were going to play this, but logistically, the sign up area was like 6 people. And there were about, I would say, at least 2,000 plus people trying to get into side events. And it's one of those things that was never going to work. This line was, over 1,000 people deep. It ran the whole length of, this hall was enormous. Warehouse size, and it ran the whole length of the wall on one side. And so after me and Logan jump in this line at 10:20, and him having a day one buy, it being a PQ winner, we had a day one buy luncheon for all the PQ winners that was scheduled at noon. So we're like, all right, we'll jump in this line and maybe we'll get a side event in before we have to go to his luncheon. And literally at I think it was 11:49, we had to jump out of the line to go to his PQ luncheon. And there was still, I would say, at least 70 to 100 people in front of us just to register to get into the queue of getting into these side events. So what we thought was going to be a day of, grinding tickets, playing events, trying to get some of this prize wall stuff, was very quickly turned into line and queue simulator right off the bat. And so we get out of line and we go to this luncheon, which was awesome. Yep. All of the PQ winners, day one buy guys were down there. Got to meet a lot of those guys, got to sit there and have lunch, and we can show you some of the pictures here going through when we get to that of some of the people we met down there. But so that we're down there for about an hour, so I'd say we get back at about, it was about 1:15. And so and at this point, there was a panel that Logan wanted to go to. Yep. At 2. And so we get back up there and he's like, yeah, there's no way. We get back up there and the line is just as long as it was when we left. We were hoping, it would die down. But with all of the logistical issues they were going through, it was just as bad. So he's like, well, there's no way, even if I get in this line, I'm not even going to get to register, let alone play. So I'm going to go to this panel. So I hop in the line for side events, and it did go much faster than the first time. I would say by the time he just a little after he left to go to the panel at 2, I did get into a draft. and was able to get a good draft off where the group decided to split. So we just basically drafted cards and sat there and conversed. And then basically from there, Logan came back and we were able to get, I think, together 2 side events in.
Mm-hmm.
But so all in all, in day 1, which was supposed to be us playing side events all day and going to panels and having all this fun, turned into me getting 3 events in and a draft and two twin sons. No, 2 drafts and a twin sons, and Logan getting like a draft and the twin sons, I think it was in. And that was it. Like, and this was the case for a lot of people. So there were a lot of problems with the way that it went down. A lot of unhappy people. And so that was the case there. So that what was supposed to be a day of side events turned into a few and waiting in line, basically. So day 2 rolls around and okay, they have to have fixed this, right? And but the whole situation soured me so much on the side event thing that, like, I was ready to, drop a lot more money, get in some more side events, and it soured me so much that I was like, all right, I'm just not gonna even mess with it today. We had like 9 teammates into day 2. I'm just gonna go over there and be moral support and root these guys on over there in the main and not mess with the side events. Like, I'm like, we've got Sunday, we've got a whole nother day, and no matter what these guys do, I can have, Sunday, and hopefully by then it'll be died down enough I can get into some side events, grind tickets, whatever. And so I've didn't do any side events day 2. And from what I saw, they did fix some issues. They did, alternate the way that they were doing things to where it got a little bit better, but the lines were still massive. It was mostly people waiting in line to play games instead of playing games. And then this leads to some of the bad things that were happening. So I guess in day 2, because of all this snafu that was going on, they decided that they were going to let people turn in the actual side event tickets that they had bought, because they were doing it digitally now, into just prize wall tickets. And this turned into people just either converting their tickets or digitally buying their tickets and then going over to the prize wall and then just cleaning out the prize wall with money and tickets that they had bought. Like, there was no limits put on things. There was no keeping track of who was buying what. You were having people walk away with 30, 40 of a card, 10, 15 of a playmat, 3 or 4 pairs of the showcases. I'm like, again, no, these people that were working the event were set up to fail, because I'm sure that this was decided that there was going to be no caps on things because they thought they were going to have enough. But with the system getting gamed like it was, people were walking away with way more than they should.
Yep.
And so by day 3, a casual person like me is like, okay, well, by day 3, I'm going to, grind out what events I need, get over to the prize wall. And I wasn't even going for a massive amounts of things. There were only a few things on the wall that I really wanted, and then, everything else would be a bonus. But by day 3, a lot of these casual people were, did not know that all this gaming of the system and scamming was going on, and that most of the stuff was out by the time they were even sitting down to grind events on Sunday. a lot of this stuff was getting sold out by the people who a lot of the VIPs were allowed in an hour early on day 3, and a lot of those people were just had a bunch of tickets to spend, and they would, by that time with the gaming of the system day 2 and those people getting in early day 3 had bought out, I think most of the cards, all of the Vader showcases were gone early. The Luke showcases were gone by the time we got in line on day 3 just to get in the prize wall line. And that prize wall line, I think I got in line at like 2 o'clock on day 3, and it took us until 4:15 to get up to the prize wall. So it was basically the whole con was in line to get to the prize wall. And this prize wall, for some reason, was only one section, one prize wall.
There was one
for the whole con.
Yeah.
I mean, literally like 20 people on one section of prize wall for 3,000 to 4,000 people. So this line they had to snake this line all the way around this whole warehouse, gigantic warehouse of a hall, just for people to get up to the prize wall, and for most of these people to get up there to nothing being left because no caps being put on anything, and the way it was distributed, that like it was just a big debacle. It was not done well. It was not done the right way. Like, there were so many things they could have done better. Now, they did book the Venetian, I think they said, for the next 2 years for this event. So
at least next year for sure.
I think somebody said that they heard that it was at least for 2 years. So like that should be a pro, because they saw some of the the logistical issues with the lines and the way it was set up, and it being in the same spot next year. Hopefully, a lot of these things can be ironed out and fixed. A lot of the way they do things can be fixed. It's going to be in the same place, so they can take the failures and fix them, and have a whole year to design the space better instead of switching to someplace new. But from like I said, the tournament itself went off without a hitch. Very well done. Very high quality production quality with the streaming. I thought all that was great, but the logistical side of the casual events was, I would give it a D, and I'm being charitable in that. It's something they have to really fix the next time around. That being said, I had an absolute great time. The community, this community here, I like I said, I've never been to another major card tournament, but from what I've heard and from what I've experienced, the community for this card game is absolutely stellar and fantastic. Everybody I met was so nice, charitable, was willing to converse, to talk, to hang out, do what needed to be done to have a great time, even in the face of some bad logistical choices by the people who put it on. Like, the whole mood was great. Like, I mean, I had a wonderful time for the challenges that were presented. That being said, me and Logan were able to meet a ton of content creators that were more than willing to chat, and we're going to show some of those here. So we go through. Here we got a picture of Logan with Veiled Shot, really great content creator who does a lot of streaming games. We were able to sit down and talk to him about his deck and what he was running and his channel, and a great guy. It was really nice to meet him. Here we got a picture with the champ. These are the SwoopRacers. This Baton and Sip. Really great players. Really nice guys. Met them at the PQ luncheon. This is the hall where they had it. You'll see some of the wallpaper and some of the other pictures. Sea Raptor, great guy. Sat and chatted with him about all the content creation he does, about all the casting. Me and one of our teammates, Jason J Freak 7, trying to get him to come up to Oklahoma to do some of the PQs, and he said he was more than down to do it. Get some more of that content going in our area. Great dude. Was great to meet him. Rebel Resource Ryan, another really great dude. Was able to chat with him a couple times during the event on day 2 over some of his matches, and just a really cool, down to earth dude. Go check out his stuff if you don't already. Woo, everybody knows Woo. Top 4.
Everyone steals his list.
Everyone steals his list. He is just a beast. And stopped and chatted with him a little bit. Really great guy. Mog TCG, another one of those guys that was just super down to earth. Was we caught him at the end of a round. Was willing to sit there and talk to us about his channel, about content creation, and just about the game in general. Super nice dude. Was really glad to meet him. Enjoy his content. Chris Rodney Stubbs Schutz, Stubbs Hub, another really great dude. Was able to chat with him on day 1 and 2 multiple times. Just really great. Go check out his stuff. Really good on the Ray Tarkentown. He championed that and still streams some of that, so go check out his stuff. Loopy from Late Night Gaming, I was able to get in on this picture with him. Super cool dude, really laid back, really friendly. Logan has played on the channel before, has played some webcam games with him. Just super great team, super great content channel. This Courtney, Blonde Sabine, and Frank from the Boston Network, really big content creators and drivers of the community. Super nice people. If you get a chance to meet these guys, go up and say hi. They're really nice. We got some of the unplayable guys. Had to get them in multiples. We got Jay over there while he was waiting to go to his next match on day 1, trying to fight the day 2. Got the other guys while we were just coming out of registration. Cool guys. Go check out their content. This is Travi, CCG. Another really cool guy. Really, just really nice to us. Travi was paired with Logan that round 8 in the main. So, playing on Han Blue, so that was really cool. We got some pictures of them matched up together.
I'll probably make it the thumbnail if I remember.
This is Loomy Mouse, one of the smaller content creators, but he's growing. He makes a lot of content going over deck techs and just them playing at their local store. Really good player. Was nice to meet him. D-Rod, David from Unlimited Power, really cool dude. Have met him before. He's been up to the Oklahoma area. Have played in our local store before, but was good to catch up with him, hang out with him. His channel is really great. Does interviews, does deck techs. Really good stuff.
He interviewed me about my PQ win in Set 4.
Yeah, go check out his interview of Logan on his PQ win.
I'll probably link it if I remember, either in the comments or in the description.
This is GT Chomp, random stats. It was interesting. This was day 3 Sunday. And when we got into the prize wall line, we were right behind him,
yep.
And I thought his voice sounded familiar. Like, I mean, I hear this voice a lot, and I was like, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna make a video about this experience, and I was like, oh yeah, you have your own channel, don't you? He's like, yeah. So we were able to commiserate through the 2 hour plus prize wall line, and go over a lot of the stuff from the event. Really cool dude. Go check out his channel, Random Thoughts. It's Hyperspace Cube, Carlos, Bothan Network. You see him on late night sometimes doing the master classes. Really down to earth, cool guy. Enjoyed meeting him. Logan has been conversing with him, seems like the entirety of the game, so it was really nice to meet him in person.
Yeah, we've been talking on Discord since before the game has been released, so it was really neat to see him in person.
There's Justin from the Bucketheads, another great content creator. They cast a lot. They do a lot of Twin Sun stuff. We know Justin from PQs, able to in the Dallas area. And he got up to the Wichita one, I think, too. So, like, yeah, we run into Justin a lot. He's a good dude. Logan with the Vader backdrop.
I saw myself. Had to end on myself, of course. Hopefully, if you're seeing this one, you watch my other content. But if this is your first time seeing the channel, make sure to check out the other stuff. I really enjoy making content for this game, and especially going over decks. I love deck building, so if that's kind of your thing, check out some more of my content. That's all I've got for photos.
All right, I think we can go ahead and wrap this up. Give you a little insight into Logan's experience on the tournament and my experience on the casual side of the con. Overall, it was a fun weekend. It really was a great atmosphere, great tournament. Congrats to Baton on the win. Congrats to everybody who fought from our team into day 2. J Freak, his son Tapeable. Who also plays in the TTI League with Logan, Kelly. Just a great weekend all around. Hopefully they get the snafu of the side events fixed, and the next one is just even better than this one was. But
yeah, it was overall a positive experience. The main event especially was run very, very well. As a competitive player, I think the weekend was like a B+ maybe. I think there's some things to be improved by the con as a whole, but I think overall they've got a lot of potential, and hopefully they'll improve in the future. And I'll be grinding my way through PQs these next couple sets, trying to qualify for the next one, so maybe you'll see me there. We're definitely going to work towards it.
Hopefully Logan gets back there again, and we see all these people next year. But anyway, that's going to be it for this edition.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.